On another important and critical step on Santa Fe's journey to becoming a truly sustainable community, a community that is resilient, recognizes that climate change is real, and when you think about the issues of climate change, I think that is certainly one of the issues that presents the most danger to humanity globally. And we know that in the political environment that there are still people who choose to discount more than 90% of the world's scientists that say it's real. And because of that, we have to continue to make very aggressive steps in doing what we can to achieve our goal by 2040 of becoming carbon neutral. And many of you here today have committed to that goal. I'm surrounded up here by people that we all know. Mayor Koss, who was so instrumental in bringing forward not only the issues of environmental policy, but in the mayor's office, the leadership needed to address climate change in our community. We know that 25% of our city facilities are powered by solar. We know that there's more work to do, and we're going to continue to do that. I'm also joined by Mayor Pro Tem Peter Ives, who helped co-chair the Climate Action Task Force, which really was our first effort to bring the community together and to identify a series of action items that we could begin to pursue so that we could achieve our goal of being carbon neutral. I'm also joined up here by Denise Foster, who has been incredible for the state level. Fort. Denise is conservation voters in New Mexico. But you're Denise Fort, who has been instrumental in helping to drive from the Sierra Club and other organizations strong environmental policy, and who had a meeting with me over the recent past and said, Mayor, it's time for the city to sign the Mayor's Climate Compact. And I said, you're right, and we're going to do it, and that's largely why we're here today. And then, of course, the individual that I appointed and the council approved to lead our efforts from a Sustainable Planning Commission to achieve our goal of being carbon neutral by 2040, Beth Beloff. So I want to thank you for being here. And I'm going to ask each of them to offer a few words and some perspective before we sign the compact. But the truth is, as mayor, I am responsible for signing the compact, but what it means as a community, we are going to act together. We are not going to achieve our goals of being carbon neutral by 2040 by the city acting alone. We need every person that lives in our city to accept that goal, to do what they can in their own homes, in their businesses, in their organizations, to make sure that we're all working collectively to try and hit our goal. The wonderful thing about Santa Fe is that we are a city of innovation. We are a city that recognizes that we're better when we come together and work collectively to achieve a common purpose. And I believe that's exactly the kind of spirit that we need to hit our goal by 2040. So I'd like to ask Mayor Koss to say a few words, and then I'll ask the Pro Tem, Denise, and then Beth, and then we'll go to the signing ceremony. Mayor Koss?
Thank you, Mayor Gonzales. Nice turnout for a Wednesday afternoon at 1 o'clock. And that's what kind of city Santa Fe is. And I'm just really pleased to see the mayor and the city continuing on with this work. And it was an honor to be on the Climate Action Task Force and see John Alejandro do such great work. See Jack. How many members are here? I see a bunch of you. And if I start trying to name, I'm going to forget. But we had remarkable task force meetings for over a year now. And a really good set of action recommendations. And I think Beth and Jack and the people that are here on that committee, Santa Fe really owes them a debt. And we got a lot of work identified now. When Denise was my boss at one time, I got to say that. Back when Tony Anaya was trying to create an environment department and he made an environmental improvement division as a standalone agency, the very first director was Denise. So that's how long she's been working on these issues as well. And I also got to say it's great to be on this community convention center that is LEEDS Gold certified and gets more than half of its energy from solar energy, which is right up there where you can't see it. So the great thing about Santa Fe is we're a leader. As the mayor said, we're creative and innovative, and we're committed. And we also do everything very artistically with a lot of style and a lot of beauty. Not always, but we try all the time. So that's why it's so great today. What we know in the Sierra Club is that because of where we are in Congress, because of where we are with the governor and the state legislature, but also just because of what cities really are, mayors are going to be a key in leading this whole country forward in regards to climate change. What cities do are going to demonstrate how much sense it makes, how good it is for your economy. What cities do is going to provide the political support so that governors and presidents can take a few extra steps every now and then. And what we have asked the mayor to do today, which he readily agrees because he knows he's got a great sustainability commission, and he knows he's got great recommendations and programs in place, is to join the mayor's compact on climate change and to sign a letter today to President Barack Obama saying we want real progress out of the Paris climate talks this year. That's what we're looking for. And so the Sierra Club won't stop with just Mayor Gonzales. He's the easy one. But we're going to try to get a lot of mayors throughout the country joining this compact, supporting our president and his administration to go to Paris and negotiate something real, something that helps, something that can serve our planet and our communities for a long, long time. Exciting to do it with Mayor Gonzales, exciting that Santa Fe will continue to be a leader in these fields. And I just want to ask our Energy Chair, Denise Fort, my old boss, to say a few words.
It's funny, I believe David's my boss now, so I am a volunteer with the Sierra Club.
Oh, we're all volunteers.
What's happening in Paris is so important to our future and for everybody, for the planet, for the next generations that follow. We all know that this is really many people think our best and maybe our last chance to turn around the direction things are going. So the Sierra Club is hoping, and we're very grateful to the way the mayor jumped right in and said yes to this. We're hoping that across the country, we're going to demonstrate to those doubters, to those climate deniers, to those who are holding on to fossil fuels, we're going to demonstrate that's not how the country wants to go. That's not how this city wants to go. So this is a great step. Thank you.
Thank you, Denise. Mayor Pro Tem, and then I'll ask Beth to say a few words.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and great to be here with such a dedicated group of folks dealing with these issues across the city of Santa Fe. And it has been a privilege for me to be to serve at the behest of the mayor as one of the co-chairs of the Climate Action Task Force. That has really been a catalyst in moving forward a number of these issues across our city. And I think only with the richness of time will people in the city understand the significance of the leadership, Mr. Mayor, that you have shown on these issues in our city. You know, as the oldest capital city, some 405 years old, we're already thinking about what it takes to be sustainable for that next 400. And we have to be committed towards sustainability, and a large part of that, of course, is dealing with climate issues. The mayor and I, in fact, this past Saturday had the pleasure of welcoming Madam Secretary, Madam Governor Janet Napolitano to the city of Santa Fe, and she, as recently as yesterday, was working with Governor Brown on a series of announcements about scalable means to address climate change. And so we've initiated that dialogue as well. And one of the wonderful things about our city is that we have such a depth of resource in terms of leadership, intelligence, capacity across our city on all these issues. And certainly everybody here today has been a strong participant in those efforts. The level of expertise is nothing short of astounding, and the only thing that surpasses it is the commitment of all these people who are gathered here today, the mayor and the others here before you. So working together, and with your leadership, Mr. Mayor, I think we do have an opportunity to make a great deal of difference to understand the role we as a city play in these issues, as well as to acknowledge our own responsibility as a community to contribute positively to the solution to these problems. So thank you, and thank you all.
So as Peter indicated, as we all know, there is no shortage of talent and ideas on how to be able to develop the action plan for Santa Fe to meet our goals. Recently, I had the opportunity to appoint a 9-member commission to the Sustainable Planning Commission, and it was one of the most difficult tasks at hand because there are so many qualified people in Santa Fe who have the ability to serve on that commission. But I believe that that the individuals that we have the capacity and the fortitude to be able to offer recommendations and sound advice on where we can take action. The person that I've asked to lead that is Beth Beloff, and I'd like for her to say a few words.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to say it is a pleasure to serve as chair of this commission. Many of our commissioners are right here in this group, and it's going to be a heavy lift. We're developing a comprehensive sustainability plan for 25 years, the centerpiece of which will be carbon neutrality, but we're covering all of the basic aspects of sustainability as well. The Compact of Mayors represents for this commission a terrific opportunity for resources to help us with that carbon neutral planning and to also show our leadership in the country and in the world, and further to demonstrate that at the local level you can in fact have quite an impact on the global perspective with respect to climate change. So I'm delighted that we are going to be joining this Compact of Mayors, and I thank you.
Thank you, Beth. I will say before I sign, all of us know and see the data. We are getting warmer year over year. Our forests are drying. And if we don't do something now and we don't create a sense of urgency, it could be too late for our kids and for our grandkids. And ultimately, we all talk about being members of a community that we leave at a better point than what we inherited it. Unfortunately, when it comes to climate change, we've kind of been on the downturn, inheriting a worse and worse environment and climate. It's our responsibility to stop that and begin to change it and move it forward. Signing this compact is our commitment as a city to the world that we're going to take action. We're going to do our part. We are going to create real data, a way to measure our success. That way the public can certainly evaluate us and participate with us as well. So we're going to, what I'd like to do is ask everyone to stand behind me, because we're going to, I want you guys not only for the wonderful photographer we have here to get in the picture, but I want there to be a very powerful message sent out across Santa Fe and whoever sees this signing ceremony, that the citizens of Santa Fe stand behind this compact and that it's bigger than just a government. It is about a community. And so if you guys would join us behind the table as we sign the compact, I would be honored.
So the Compact of Mayors. Dear Compact of Mayors Secretariat, I hereby declare the intent of the City of Santa Fe to join with the Compact of Mayors, the world's largest cooperative effort among mayors and city leaders to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, track progress, and prepare for the impacts of climate change. The Compact of Mayors has defined a series of benchmarks that cities commit to meet over time, recognizing that each city may be at a different stage of development on the pathway. I commit to advancing the City of Santa Fe along the stages of the Compact with the goal of fully hitting each benchmark within 3 years. Specifically, I pledge to publicly report on the following within the next 3 years. The greenhouse gas emissions inventory for our city consistent with the Global Protocol for community-scale greenhouse gas emission inventories within 1 year or less. The climate hazards faced by our city within 1 year or less. Our target to reduce greenhouse gas emissions within 2 years or less. The climate vulnerabilities faced by our city within 2 years or less, and our plans to address climate change mitigation and adaptation within 3 years or less. Sincerely, Javier M. Gonzales, Mayor, City of Santa Fe. Dear President Obama, as the mayor of Santa Fe, New Mexico, I'm writing to urge you to take the lead in moving the global community towards a strong international climate agreement this December. Climate disruption is already threatening communities here and throughout the country. From extreme weather events to increasing public health costs, it's clear that climate disruption is a crisis that needs not only a local solution but a global one as well. The commitments made in Paris will help our country become resilient toward climate change by cutting pollution, taking advantage of clean energy, and protecting communities that are the most vulnerable to our changing climate. As you and your administration prepare for the historic climate conference in Paris, I would like to highlight the local actions we have taken in Santa Fe to address climate change. For example, we've taken leadership in our Sustainable Santa Fe Commission, which has established a goal of making Santa Fe carbon neutral by the year 2040. Further, we have taken the important step of joining the Worldwide Compact of Mayors. This organization harnesses the ability of cities to take the necessary steps to reduce greenhouse gases and become more resilient. Thank you for your continued leadership on climate change. Sincerely, Javier M. Gonzales, Mayor, City of Santa Fe.